Hi class, good morning. Welcome to our week 9 topic on Technopreneurship. So for this week, we are going to study about the 3 business personalities. The topic objectives for this week, the students are expected to outline the different roles of the 3 business personalities or the trilogy of the Technopreneurship, which is the entrepreneur, the manager, and the technician, to understand how the Technopreneurship trilogy works and to gain understanding on how the IT services management and its processes can help achieve the business excellence. Growing business owners has the 3 distinct personalities to think about and work within their company. The technician stays in the moment and the focuses on the job producing, selling, and distributing it. The manager focuses on generating the outcomes through the individuals and processes, concentrating on the current and the planning for the future. One of the common terms of thinking about the position we play in our job is the founder, the boss, and the technician. So the entrepreneur is changing the business. The manager is running the company, and the technician is mastering their art. So that is the Technopreneurship trilogy. We have the technician, the manager, and the entrepreneur. The IT Service Management or the ITSM. Class, what is an ITSM? ITSM is a general term that describes a strategic approach to design, deliver, manage, improve the way business use the technology. So ITSM includes all the discrete activities and processes that support a service throughout its life cycle, from the service management to change management, problem and incident management, the asset management, and the knowledge management. An IT service enables to inform and processes to accomplish the important business goals or otherwise provide value. So the IT services include the deployment and support of the enterprise applications such as the Exchange server, the architecting, the optimizing IT infrastructure such as the storage, networking, cloud resources, creation and management of processes such as the help desk support and the troubleshooting procedures and the other areas. So that is the ITSM. IT teams must create, deploy, manage, optimize, and potentially retire its service with the input from the business. So each services can have an associated service level agreement such as the SLA, so which codifies the expectations of the performance and availability and ramification if the service falls below these expectations. The IT service delivery is generally discussed in terms of providers and customers who interact via the Internet IT service desk. So an IT service provider selects, designs, deploys, and operates the service. So the provider can be an internal IT department or a third-party specialist. So an IT service customer is any customer of those services, such as the employee who accesses email through the organization's Exchange Outlook interface. The IT organizations generally offer the customers an IT service catalog, which is a list of a menu of available services. So what is IT service management processes? To manage the IT services, organizations must control the service capabilities, how it performs, changes to it, and what happens when it experiences problems. These processes fall under the several main categories, which primarily defined by ITIL, but appearing in the various forms in the other ITSM frameworks. So IT services management processes includes change management. So class, what is a change management? Change management is when a service is out of step with a business expectation. It must be modified, expanded, or otherwise altered. So the IT must determine how these changes will affect the service management deployment, implement them appropriately, and monitor if the changes have the intended effect, which release management can be grouped with the change management as treated as a separate process. And then we have the asset management. The asset management services require a software and hardware assets to function. So these assets can be tracked, updated appropriately, and mapped to show how they interact. We also have the configuration management, capacity management, and asset management deal with these concerns and can be blended or in a separate processes. Next is the project management. Project management is IT services transitions between the various stages of the life cycle of different times and different speeds. The project management class, the skills of this enable the IT organizations to maintain orderly services and avoid problems such as the outdated system or shadow IT. Next is the knowledge management. The knowledge management crosses into the other ITSM processes, and it is a way to avoid duplicate work and discovery by organizing and making available information about the IT services. How about incident management? When an IT service is disrupted by the performance issues or an outrage, the IT service desk must address the issue, restore service availability, and make improvements and codify procedures to prevent recurrence. And then we have the problem management, wherein a problem is the root cause of any incident. An IT organization must remediate an incident but not fix the problem, leading to future incidents. Therefore, the problem management, this is a way to permanently fix issues to improve service delivery and performance. IT service management software. The ITSM's various processes and function class demand the use of range of tools. The ITSM software manages the workflow of service delivery and can enable communications between the customers and the providers. This category includes processes orchestrations, the help desk, and the service desk tools. So example of ITSM tools include the access systems. We have the ServiceNow and the BMC Remedy. So the other system mentioned tools aid ITSM processes. So these tool categories include the configuration management or the configuration management database, the asset management, the license management, the application performance monitoring, and the log analytics software. IT service management areas of concerns. Actually, class, there are 5 areas of concerns. We have the end users, the services, the quality, cost, and business. End users, these are the employees and customers who use IT services. Well, the services includes the applications, the hardware, the software, the infrastructures provided by the IT department. And then we have the quality, solving IT problems effectively and efficiently. If we say cost, these are getting the most out of the IT budget. And then we have the business, which is enabling a company to perform its core functions and achieve its goals. IT service management approaches. There are 2 approaches that can be used to improve information technology service management. We have the ITIL, or the Information Technology Infrastructure Library, and the Six Sigma. The ITIL offers the best practice repository for the IT service management. So this determines the ITSM infrastructure. This is more focused on the industry best practices that describes the IT organization, the roadmap, without clarifying the path forward. So with ITIL, it is up to IT workers to expand on the specifics of the process flow and to develop a comprehensive job directions, all in a way that makes sense for their company. Wherein the Six Sigma explains how to do it, but it doesn't say what to do, nor does it specify any best practices explicitly for the ITSM. So in summary, the ITIL describes the what of service management, and the Six Sigma describes the how of quality assurance. Together, they work well to enhance the efficiency of the service delivery and assistance. The ITIL documents best practices for ITSM and is issued by many organizations around the world. So through the originated as government initiatives in the UK and Holland, the ITIL consists of a series of books giving guidance on the provisions of quality IT services and on the accommodation and environmental facilities needed to support information technology. So it contains an integrated set of well-documented modules that include the service support, which describes the configuration management, the incident management, the problem management, change management, release management, and the self-desk function, wherein we have the service delivery. Service delivery, this is set that describes the service level management, availability management, the capacity management, financial management, the IT service continuity management, and the security management. Planning to implement the service management explains the steps necessary to identify how an organization might expect to benefit from ITIL and how to set about reaping those benefits. So it helps organizations identify their strengths and weaknesses, enabling them to develop the former and overcome the latter. The ICT infrastructure management covers the network service management. We have the operation management, network service management, operations management, management of local processors, computer installation acceptance, and the system management. Application management class deals with the software lifecycle support, testing of IT services, and business change with the emphasis placed on the clear requirements definitions and implementations of the solutions to meet the business users' need. How about the business perspective? This helps the business managers understand the IT service provisions. Issues covered include the business relationship management, the partnership, outsourcing, continuous improvement, and exploitation of the ICT for business advantages. And then we have the security management. This helps the IT security officers provide the level of security necessary for the provisions of the total service to the organizations. The guide focuses on the process of implementing security requirements identified in the IT service level agreement rather than considering the business issues of security policy. Each module enables the quality control of the IT services and IT infrastructure within the organizations. Code of practice are intended to assist the organizations in delivering the reliable IT services in the face of financial limitations, expertise shortage, program complexity, rapid change, existing and potential user requirements, and the growing customer expectations. The ITIL provides the foundation for quality ITSM. So the widespread acceptance of the ITIL guidelines has inspired organizations worldwide, both for commercial and non-profit, to create support products as part of the common ITIL ideology. The Six Sigma. Six Sigma is a quality control methodology developed in 1986 by Motorola Incorporated. The method uses a data-driven review to limit mistakes or defects in end process. The Six Sigma emphasizes cycle time improvement while at the same time reducing manufacturing defects to a level of no more than 3.4 occurrences per million units or events. So in other words, the system is a method to work faster with fewer mistakes. The Six Sigma is a management philosophy that focuses on the systematic enhancement of the business process. So this supports the qualitative evaluation of the success over qualitative indicators. The Six Sigma is a data-driven methodology that provides tools and techniques to define and evaluate each steps of the process. So it provides the methods to improve the efficiencies in a business structure, improve the quality of the process, and increase the bottom line profit. So methodologies of the Six Sigma. So there are two major methodologies used within the Six Sigma, both of which are composed of the 5 sections according to 2005 book of Duran Institute, Six Sigma Breakthrough and Beyond by Joseph A. DeFeo and William Barnard. That is the MIC and DMADV methodology. The MAIC methodology, which includes define the problems and the project goals, measure in detail the various aspects of the current processes, analyze data too, among other things, find the root defects in the process, improve the process, and control how the process is done in the future. in DMADB methodology or method, this is a method that is typically used to create new processes and new products and services. The letter stands for define the project goals, measure the critical components of the process and the product capabilities, analyze data, and develop the various designs for the process, eventually picking the best one, design and test details of the process, and verify the designs by running simulations and a pilot program, and then handing over the process to the client. So that's all for this week. So these are the references that you may read for additional informations about the ITSM management and the ITIL. Thank you and good day.